need to edit that a little bit. I'm not the director of CDAP. I probably wrote that incorrectly. I'm a consultant with CDAP. CDAP is a California Diagnosis and Pregnancy program that is throughout California in a pretty sturdy program. That's good. My job today is to kind of look at what we've heard so far, and let's put it together, let's wrap it up, and let's find some way to utilize it and make it a part of your lives. What my co-panelists have talked about is mind, body, and spirit. And this information can be monumentally useful to you, but you have to pick out what's really going to be personally significant. And that's what I'd like to work with. One way for us to achieve this inner growth that we've been talking about is to have goals. And goals are always challenging. That's why they're goals. If we had everything in place already, and if everything was orderly and just came to us very easily, it wouldn't be a goal. It would simply be what is. And I often wondered why some goals come about and why some goals don't come about. Haven't you guys thought the same thing? Have you ever had one goal that just didn't come around? I don't think Gwen did. But for the rest of us, I think there's just that one goal that didn't arrive. So what I did is I started researching this, and what I found was that the motivational speakers talked about us having, if we write down our goals and write down the steps to achieve them and give it a date and all that stuff, all the smart stuff, that 93% of us would achieve our goals. Well, I found that not to be true. Maybe I was in that other 7%, but I kept searching after that. So what I found after that is that in order to achieve our goals, we can't just write them down, make steps and move toward them, that we have to have a foundational process. And this is part of the foundational process. Everything they've talked about today is kind of getting back to our center. And another way of looking at that is to think of our center as the place where we can find our vision, our purpose, and our mission. And the panel has talked about this today and really told you what these things are, but I'm going to give you some dictionary definitions and really kind of make it pretty concrete. A mission is what our specific task or responsibility is that weighs most heavily on us. It's not just doing the dishes, it's something bigger and better, something that we really live for. A purpose is kind of what Dr. Brad talked about last week. He said the purpose is an outcome, what we want to see, how we want this to be in the end. And a vision, which Leonard and Sylvia also talked about, is what we anticipate and need to do, what we need to make provisions for regarding future events. What is the long view of what we want and where we're going, what we truly care about. Here at Toastmasters, we share a common goal of learning to speak better and to be good leaders. But each of us has different missions, purpose, and vision for the reason in being here. About 3 weeks ago, we had a panel with Richard and Colby. Colby disappeared, but with Colby and Joan and Dr. Brad. And when they spoke, their mission, their purpose, their vision came through to us, and that was the thing that made me want to jump up and sign up for whatever they were talking about. And I think that that's really what we have to bring more to the table when we are looking toward our goals and looking toward what we're going to do with our lives that's meaningful and purposeful. They were on target, and I want all of us to utilize this information to become even more on target than we are. I have to say that the participants here at Toastmasters, I believe, are probably some of the most successful people I know. I think they're the most goal-oriented and focused people. But I'd like to add some more to that. I'd like us to achieve those goals that we hadn't prior to this achieved. So what we have to do is integrate the information we have. When we integrate the mission, purpose, and vision, we bring together all this information. Only then can we set a goal, because the goal really has to fill that gap between who we are and what we want to be, where we are now and where we're going. We really have to work hard on that. Once we find out the all-important center of us, what is most important, now we can get down to the everyday stuff. Now we can do the list. Now we can state the goal and be smart about it. Does everyone know what SMART means? Everyone's read that, right? Yes. Speak it out. Talk to me. Tell me what it is. Specific? Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Specific, measurable, realistic, time-bound,
Attainable?
and attainable.
And attainable. All right. That's the definition for formatting your goal. Moskowitz, and we each have handouts for you, and they'll be in the back of the room at the end of the meeting. Moskowitz explains exactly how to do this. He says we identify our most important goals and we map out the plans to achieve them. We put these plans ahead of everything else that is seeming to demand our energy and our time. But there's a second part to it, which I found the most important, and that is that we have to identify our less important goals. We have to link them to activities and efforts that will move us toward those goals. And then we have to consciously and deliberately refrain from doing those actions in favor of the actions that will really take us toward the goals we truly want. With this method, we can truly avoid the things that are time wasters, things that are not going to take us to where we want to be. And we can go toward, with greater speed, the goals that are most important to us and most meaningful. So I challenge you to use what you've heard today. Review what works. There's something that's going to resonate within you. Take that and take off with it. Not all of this is going to be useful, but there's going to be 1, 2, or 3 points that you can take home with you and that will really change and make your life a more meaningful experience. Thank you.